Welcome back to the channel, Bright Road to Success, where we make learning easy. Today, with the help of Miss Patty Pearl Paper, we are going to be talking about text evidence. Now, text evidence is when your teacher or your instructor, or maybe you're learning at home, one of your parents, they give you a passage to read, and then they give you some questions that you have to answer. Well, when you are able to go to the text and pull out those answers, they call that text evidence. Students often struggle with finding those answers in the text, but have no fear, because Miss Patty Pearl Paper and I are going to help you to pull out evidence from the text. Now, the two types of text evidence are implicit and explicit. We're going to start with explicit first because I think that's a little bit easier. Explicit evidence is when the answer to a question is right there in the text, just as clear as day. And in fact, if you look closely at the question, some of the words that they use in the question, you will even find in the answer, which will help to point you to the answer. So again, that's called explicit evidence. Now, a little more challenging is what we call implicit evidence. Now, with implicit evidence, the answers are kind of what we call implied or suggested. So with that, you have to read the text and then try to put all of that information together. We call that synthesizing that information in order to come up with the answer. So if you think about it, trying to find the answers when the answers are implied or suggested is a little more difficult when the answers are like bam right there on the page. Okay, that kind of hurt. At any rate, so let's get going. Now, before we read this text, I want you to please subscribe to the channel. I usually put new lessons on the channel every week, sometimes every other week. Click the bell, make sure you click like, and even put in a comment. Let me know what you want me to focus on, and I will do my best to do that. And also, if you have any questions, put the questions in the comments as well. So the first thing I want us to do is to simply read the text. The passage. Passage, text, same. So the name of this passage is, or the title of this passage is called Cleaning Up. So let's go ahead and read it. Okay, I'm gonna try to, maybe I'll stand over here, okay, because I'm gonna try to stay in the camera, but I want you to see all of the words. So here we go. It says, Josie walked to school every day. She walked with her friend Naya. The litter by the sidewalk made Josie mad. Why do people throw things on the ground? She said. It looks ugly. Why don't we do something about it? Naya asked. Let's pick it up. Now that we've read the text, I'm going to give you a question that we are going to answer. And I'm going to give you a hint because Patty Pearl Paper has already given me the hint. And what she said is that the answer is actually going to be explicit. So here is the question. And I've taken the liberty to underline what I would consider key words. These are important words in the question that perhaps I should focus on and that perhaps will help me to find the answer. So this question says, where do Josie and Naya walk every day? I think some key words are probably where, Josie, Naya, walk, and every day. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the text to see if maybe we can find some of these words, and then maybe we can find the answer to the question. So let me grab a marker. I'll grab this black one right here. Right? So let's go back to the beginning and we're going to start reading. And remember, we are actually looking for some of these words. Where, Josie, Naya, walk, and every day. So that we can answer the question. Well, where do they walk every day? So let's get started. I already see one of the key words, Josie. I also see the word walked. And I also see the word every day. So now what I'm going to do is to reread the sentence where these key words are. Sometimes you have to read the sentence before the key words and after as well. But let's see if we can answer that question by reading the sentence that include the key words. So here we go. It says, Josie walked to school every day. Bam, there's your answer. You hear that, Patty? Yep, she says that was a good job. See, that's one down. We only have a few to go. Let's go ahead and try this strategy of looking at the questions and trying to pick out keywords to find these answers in the text once more. So, well, a few more times. All right, so here is the second question, okay? The second question is, what made Josie mad? And again, I went ahead prior to starting the video, I just underlined some words that I think are key words. Okay, key words probably would not be words like the, a or those types of words. So I think the key words are what, right? So now I know that I'm trying to find out something in particular, maybe Josie, and then the word mad. So here we go. We're going to go back to this text. We're going to reread it until we come upon maybe some of these words. What, Josie, and mad. So that we can answer the question, well, what in the world, not what in the world, but what made Josie mad? So here we go. I'm starting again. I'm actually going to start right. This is where I've ended. So I'm going to start right here. And remember the words that we're looking for. She walked with her friend Naya. The litter by the sidewalk made Josie mad. Ding, 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 ding. Here, let's check it out. Remember, we were looking for maybe what? I don't see that, but that's okay. Josie and mad. And guess what? I didn't consider this a word that I should look for, but I think I see this word here. So maybe this is a key word as well. So I think we can maybe answer the question. It says, the litter by the sidewalk, and I'm going to underline Josie, because that was a key word. Mad. I'm even going to go ahead and underline made, since it was in the question, and I do see it. So now I think I can answer the question. What made Josie mad? It says the litter by the sidewalk made Josie mad. We did it. That's 2 down. So do you see how, again, we're using the key words from the questions in order to find these answers? Let's go to the third question. All righty, the third question says, it's right here, what did Naya suggest they do? Well, I thought the key words were definitely maybe what, because I always try to figure out, okay, am I looking for when something happened or what happened or where it happened? So I always consider those key words, although you may not see them in the text. I think Naya is a key word, suggest is a key word, maybe they, and maybe do. So let's go see if we can find some of these words to see if we can answer the question. Well, what did Naya suggest they do? So we're gonna, again, we stopped right here, mad. So we're going to continue. Why do people throw things on the ground? She said. It looks ugly. Why don't we do something about it? Naya asked. Hey, I see Naya. She says, let's pick it up. Now, I didn't see the question or the word what, but But guess what? I see something kind of similar in this question, why? So I'm just going to go ahead and underline that. And I think, Miss Patty, we found the answer. Again, the question is, what did Naya suggest they do? Well, here it is right here. It says, why don't we do something? Oh, and we found this word do. Sorry, that was also one of our key words. Why don't we do something about it? Naya asked. And what does Naya suggest that they do? Let's pick it up. There it is right there. So we just found all of these answers, all of these explicit answers by, again, looking at the questions and looking for keywords in the questions that we could actually find in the passage. If you recall, we said that they walked to school every day. We said that the litter is what, by the sidewalk, is what made her mad. And then we said that she suggested that they pick it up. All right? Now this time I want you to try. I'm going to put some more of the passage up. We're going to read it together. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to give you the opportunity to actually look for keywords to see if you can find those keywords in the passage, thereby answering the question. So here we go. The next part of this passage is right here. All right, so here we go. How does that look? All right, Miss Patty, we're on the move, lady. First, and this is what you always do, read the passage. And of course, even before you read the passage, if you see some pictures or a title or illustrations or anything like that, or bold print words, make sure you look at those first. All right, so we don't have any of that here, so we're going to go ahead and read the text. It says, the next day, Naya and Josie walked to school with trash bags. And I want you to visualize this as I'm reading it. They wore rubber gloves to keep their hands clean and safe. Again, visualizing it. You might picture a girl that, looks like you if you're a girl, or maybe one of your friends. Maybe the same thing for Josie, okay? Where were we? So they wore rubber gloves to keep their hands clean and safe. They collected cans and bottles and put them in the bag. They picked up newspapers and candy wrappers. They filled 2 whole bags. I think I forgot to put a period. That's why I didn't stop. Okay, there we go. All right. So hopefully you were able to visualize Naya and Josie, however they look to you. And you now picture them with wearing these rubber gloves to keep their hands clean and safe. And you maybe visualize them collecting the cans and bottles to put them in the bag. So let's go to the question to see if we can find some keywords. All right, here is the question. Ta-da! The question says, why did Josie and Naya wear rubber gloves? Some keywords that I picked out this time were wear, and rubber gloves. And I should have probably also maybe picked out, well, why? Because again, I want to know what kind of question, what we call the 5 W's. Is it when, where, why, and also the H, how? I want to know what kind of question it is. So again, the keywords are why, where, and rubber gloves. You might have even thrown Josie and Naya in there as well. So now we know the key words. We know what we're looking for, right? I'm going to let you go to the text. And as a matter of fact, you can just stop the video and see, and I'll move out of the way, see if you can actually find similar words in the text. Where and rubber gloves, and maybe why. All right, so Hopefully you turned off the video for a couple seconds. And now let's go to the text to see if we can find some of those key words. All right, so here we go. The next day, remember I'm starting from the beginning, Naya and Josie, I can even go ahead and underline that, even though I didn't know my question, but that's okay. Walked to school with trash bags, so I'm picturing that. They wore, ding, 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 rubber gloves, right? To keep their hands, what? Clean and safe. I don't even necessarily have to read the rest because we've already read it, because right here, I think that might be my answer. Let's look, okay? Why did Josie and Naya, and even though it says wear right here, this word, where is it? Wore is very similar, okay? So I can consider that a key word as well. And so what is the answer to the question? Please tell Patty Paul Paper what the answer to the question is. Ready, go. You're right. The answer to the question is the reason they wore rubber gloves was to, and I'm going to circle this right now, was to keep their hands clean and safe. Now see, if this was a test that you were taking at school, or maybe if you're being homeschooled, you would have got all four of those right. Let's do the last one. Now for the last one, we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit, okay? We're going to try to find an answer in the text that maybe is implicit, meaning it's implied or suggested, okay? So maybe we won't see any key words from the question in the answer. So here we go. Let's read the text first. All right, got that? You ready, Patty? All right, here we go. Each day, there was always new litter on their walk to school. Their friends asked what they were doing. Naya and Josie explained their project. Soon, other students were cleaning up trash. I hope you're visualizing, meaning painting a picture in your mind of what's going on in the text. Josie and Naya gave a talk to their class. There is always something we can do to make the world better, Naya said. And it's fun, Josie added. Let's look at the question. This is going to be our very last question. Miss Patty, can you read this for us, please? What kind of people are Naya and Josie? Thank you, Miss Patty. So let's show it to you. What kind of people are Naya and Josie? What kind of people? I think what kind of people, I need to keep that in my mind to see if maybe it'll tell me what kind of people or what their character traits are. And I want to know what kind of people are Naya and Josie. Now, as I read this, I don't see anything in here. I do, of course, see Naya and Josie, but I don't see anything in here that says kind of people. Remember that? I don't see anything in here that says kind of people. So that means, again, maybe the answer is implied or suggested. So when you think about what the term kind of people means, they're asking you, perhaps, what is a person's character trait? What are their actions? What is it that they're doing in the text? What are they saying? How are they acting? Well, let's see, so we can figure out what kind of people they are. Let me give you an example. If you know a person who every single day, they stump into the classroom, they roll their eyes and mean mug you. I don't even know if people still say mean mug, but I'm gonna say it. They're mean mugging you, and they're hitting people. What kind of person is that? Well, you can say a lot of things. It's not a very nice person. You might even say it's a mean person, right? So let's go to the text to see what are Josie and Naya's actions. Maybe what are they saying and what are they doing? I'm going to start again. It says, each day there was always new litter on their walk to school. Their friends asked what they were doing. Look at Naya and Josie. Naya and Josie explained their project. Soon other students were cleaning up trash. Josie and Naya gave a talk to their class. There is always something we can do to make the world better, Naya said. And it's fun, Josie added. So if we go back to the question, what kind of people are Naya and Josie? Well, we can say that perhaps they are nice people because of the fact that they're picking up litter. We could say that perhaps, and what I tell my students is, even if you're answering a question and you don't actually see part of the question in the text, when you answer it, still try to pull something out of the text in order to answer it, okay? So I see right here where it says Josie and Naya gave a talk, right, to their class, and this is what they said. There is always something we can do to make the world better. So I think that that Naya and Josie are people who really care about the world. That's it. So today, again, we looked at Miss Patty. We looked at text evidence. We said there are two types of text evidence. One is implicit, meaning when you look for the answer, it's implied and you may not see part of the question in your passage. And then there's the explicit evidence, which is a little easier to find. And there, usually you will actually find in the question your keywords, and you'll actually find some of those keywords in your text. There you have it. Thank you for joining us today on Bright Road to Success. Again, hit that subscribe button, come on back and get some more lessons. And we, as in Miss Patty and I, will see you next time.